So what is up, everyone? Today is Monday, January 5th. I will be trading the Nasdaq like I always do, and I'm really excited because finally I get to go back on my funded accounts. I've been trading eval for a long time. So coming into the session for my bias. Oh, what's up, Bakakenu? You said active? But so for my bias, honestly, on the daily, I feel like when you look at the daily, if you're just looking at the daily, I would say bearish. But if you like the economic news going on, I could just see us being bullish. Like, because we inverted this daily fair value gap. I feel like in normal conditions, when we invert a daily fair value gap like this, I'd say, you know what, we're probably coming for this low down here. Like, there's not even an S&T at the low. But I feel like just with the economic news going on, like, I mean, I'm not really too into politics or anything, but like, I guess like America like captured Venezuela's president, which is essentially just bullish for indexes. That's basically the bottom line here. At least to my knowledge, is bullish for indexes. So I mean, oh yeah, but another thing though that's kind of weird is, so when you look at, I'll put the session indicator on real quick. When you look at ES, right? So on ES, Asia and London lows are to the exact same tick. Like, see, like these are equal lows on Asia, right? At the 20 and 2015, which is like what, 8 p.m. I guess. Sounds right to me. But essentially, right? So we have equal lows down here, and then London came down and made another equal low. So London and Asia lows are to the exact same tick on ES. But at the same time, though, I feel like we could just move so bullish. We could just leave that behind. I don't know. But so right now, I see ES is coming out. It's taking out previous day high. NQ kind of has failed to do so. So I definitely want to see if maybe we get a reaction off this. But the other thing is, though, too. So there's economic news at... Here, I'll show you guys the economic calendar. At what? At like 10 a.m. there's economic news. So like, honestly, I'd prefer like not to take a trade if it's like really close. I just don't want to take a trade close to the news coming out. You said, so when you're in evals, are you running demo accounts? I mean, yeah, it's a demo account in eval. It's also technically still a demo account even when you get to the funded account. Just because they're assuming you still suck at trading. But they'll still pay you out for it, though. So I guess, so we're trading inside this 15-minute gap right now. Now, I'm not willing to take any inversion around here. Honestly, if there was like a 1 minute here, I might consider it. But honestly, I feel like a 30-second, like this close to market open, because I take inversions, like if we close through a gap, right? But like, I'm not willing to take a 30 seconds close to open. You said, I don't know what to do with the charts. This is my first time paper trading. I just mark out random FVGs. I mean, essentially, like, like I always start in the higher time frame and try to find out like what I call a draw on liquidity, which I try to figure out like higher time frame, where is price headed to. So I feel like when you know higher time frame where the draw is, like when you actually do like zoom in, I feel like the noise is like a little more like obvious to where we're actually going. But yeah, and you eventually just over time, I feel like you find your own kind of like model, we call it. Like just you find your own setup that kind of works for you. You said, how do I split the screen like that on TradingView? So like kind of in the top right, I think, yeah, you guys can see that. It's kind of like right next to where you like manage your chart layout. There's like this little box. It'll look like this. It'll be like an open box. So you just select, there's like 2. So you can add 2 charts. And you could even orient them differently. Like if I wanted them top and bottom, which I mean, I don't, but if I wanted 3 charts, I could do that too. That would make my head hurt though. You said, what's your bias today? Honestly, I'm honestly a little thrown up because I feel thrown off, I guess I should say, right? So like on the daily, So we closed through this daily fair value gap, which normally would mean I'm bearish to like these lows down here. But the only thing is, like with the news with like America, I feel like it could make the Nasdaq be bullish, like regardless of like the technical analysis, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, but the thing is though, honestly, so if we hold like this SMT at previous day high, because you can see that ES just took out previous day high, and it looks like we're having a reaction off that currently. If this SMT holds at previous day high, I'm probably looking to be bearish, honestly. Because there is this low resistance liquidity. Like all these kind of stacked lows down here. But honestly, at this point in time, now that I'm seeing this reaction right here, I'd say I'm more bearish overall. And honestly, so right now, there's really no bearish setups I could take. Honestly, if we open up like a 5 or a 15-minute gap and pull back into it, and then give me a clear inversion out of it, I might take it, because I feel like once this low resistance liquidity starts getting ran, we might flush kind of down. You said, will you break down your model later on? I mean, yeah, at the end of the stream, I can definitely do it. And I mean, tomorrow at noon, I'm dropping a video explaining my strategy like in depth. I'm pretty much just finishing up right now. I mean, honestly, there's not like a crazy amount going on right now. I mean, because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, so essentially, like if I give you like the most basic form of my model. So let's say, theoretically, let's say if I was looking for a long, right? Like let's say we pulled back into this bullish 15-minute gap. Essentially, like I'd zoom in and I'd look and see, like what's the highest time frame fair value gap in the current price leg? So like in this case, like theoretically, let's say the highest time frame gap here is this 2-minute. So like let's say we closed through this 2-minute. I'm not saying I'm going to take a trade like this, but like let's say if I was really bullish, I would take I'd wait for a candle close through the 2-minute. And I'd go for like a 1-to-1 or like target some like obvious draw up here. But I pretty much just wait for a candle to close through a gap and like disrespecting it, giving me like we're having confirmation of a reaction, if that makes sense. We might open up this 5-minute, to be honest. I feel like this 5-minute will be a good condition where I can say like, you know what, if we respect this 5-minute, I can keep being bearish. But like if we invert this 5-minute, I kind of gotta drop the bearish bias. Because honestly, sometimes when I go back and forth and I'm a little confused with my bias, I just tend to set conditions like this. And honestly, as it gets closer to 10 a.m., I'm probably just going to wait until news drops, but... So it's like 20 minutes now until we have red folder news. So we did open up this 5-minute gap up here. So honestly, the main thing I'd be looking for if I was going to take a short is I'd want to see a pullback into this 5-minute gap and get a clear rejection out of it. But I would want it to happen really quickly because I'd prefer not to be in a trade when it gets close to news. Said, man, it's frustrating because when I watch PB Blake's systemized ICT model video, I feel like I know what to do, but in the moment I open TradingView, I don't know what's happened. I mean, I get that feeling, honestly. I used to feel the same way. Like, I feel like I could watch all these videos, and when these guys would explain, like, in the video, like, what's going on, like, I feel like it would make perfect sense to me when someone was sitting there explaining it to me, but then I'd see, like, an actual example, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. But honestly, like, in time, you just kind of get over that. I feel like I compare it to swimming. Like I know it's frustrating, but if you read a bunch of books on swimming, right? Like, and then one day someone throws you in a lake, like, are you magically just know how to swim? Like, no, you don't have any experience in the water, right? Like you can read as many books as you want on swimming, but like you still need some experience to actually get better at swimming. It's like the same thing with trading. But you said it's still 6 hours until news. Nah, news drops at. You see, like, it's currently, if we look at UTC -5, which is New York time, right? My face might be in the way. Now you can see that. My face isn't in the way of the clock, though. So, like, where my face was, do you see this clock in the bottom right? Oh, you actually can't. Whatever. Essentially, it's 9:42 is the time. And news drops at 10 a.m. Yeah, I mean, I can show you, like on Forex Factory. See, it drops at 10 a.m. That's like Eastern Standard Time. You said, is there a way on TradingView to see all of your active trades? I mean, for active ones, if you go to the chart, like it'll show it somewhere on the chart. I want to say if you go to the trading panel, maybe I should log into my account. That might help. But I thought in the trading panel somewhere here it would show you your active positions. I thought. I'm pretty sure. I can log in. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, if you log in to Tradeovate or whatever through TradingView, see it says positions. So on the bottom here, yeah, you can see it. It'll show all the active positions. And then if you want to look at the orders, like here's the order tab. You got your account summary. Oh, and I guess one great way to check if you have any open positions is when you go in your account summary, you see what says open P&L? Kind of like, is the clock covering it? Where the clock was, do you see it says open P&L? So if you check the number that says open P&L, that would show you if you have any open trades. Oh, interesting. So we did tap into this 5-minute gap. Abdul says hi. What's up, Abdul? How are you? So honestly, I feel like on a normal day, if it wasn't getting close to news, I honestly might take this 30-second. But honestly, I don't like how close to news this trade is if I were to take it. You said you trading funded today? Yes, I am. You said, bro, you just saved my ass. Holy shit. My time changed on Forex Factory. I had no idea. I just saw news at 3 p.m., which is my actual time zone. Yeah, honestly, I feel like when you're trading Nasdaq, I feel like news typically comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or like 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or sometimes the FOMC comes out at like 2. So honestly, another thing I'm going to pay attention to though, so at the 10 a.m. candle close, right? So if we close through this 4-hour gap, it's honestly going to make me a little more bullish. Like I know there's an SMT at the high, but still I'll be a little more bullish. And honestly, I'll also be more bullish if we close through this 5-minute gap. I'd also be a little more bullish at that point. So it's like 15 minutes until news now. Honestly, like if it hits like 10 minutes before news, which is probably going to without me getting a trade, I'm probably just going to wait until that 10 a.m. news to drop. Like, and part of my logic behind that though is like I feel like I've had setups where like the setup itself is very clear. It'll be going great, and then it's like news starts coming up, and news just throws the candle like in some random direction. It just stops me out. That's why I really don't like holding through news. I guess while we're waiting here, you know, one thing that's low-key a little exciting for me is if we look at my Top Step accounts, so like I have 5 of them, 3 of them are up. I think you can see my balance, right? Yeah, so 3 of them are up 2,495. So I feel like people be asking me, they're like, when you can take a payout? Like honestly, I want to get these bottom 3 to a 3K balance. So essentially, if I win my trade today, and I get like a slightly over a 1-to-1, I'll pretty much take a 3K payout at the end of today. And that would pretty much bring the accounts all to the same balance, because these first 2 are only up like 1.5. But I mean, I could also lose today and get a payout next year. I mean, I'm joking. Interesting. So this 5-minute gap did hold last minute, honestly. I mean, it's not something I'm willing to take because of how close to news it's getting. But I feel like if there wasn't news coming up, and if I was looking for, a continuation short, I'd wait for a close to that 3-minute, honestly, for like a continuation short. The only thing is that, like I talked about, I feel like the chart itself is telling me like shorts look decent. But the thing is though, it's just the economic news kind of susses me out. You said 3K payout within the first 2 weeks of 2026. Hell yeah, dude, good job. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, I still haven't requested the payout yet. I still gotta win like one more trade. And I feel like most of it's profits from December. But I still appreciate it regardless. It'll be nice though. I want to get to the point where like you saw like there were 5 accounts. Like once they're synced up, my next payout, I'm going to request a payout on all 5 accounts at once probably. And that'll be cool. To 5, no, it wouldn't be 5 3K payouts. I'd probably take out like 1 to 1.5K per account. So I'd probably like a 5K payout. Because I'd only take out 1K on 3 accounts to make 3K, if that makes sense. But I mean, all this means nothing though until the money hits my bank account though. I always think about that. It's like every trader knows you can get so close to a payout, but there's always a chance you can mess it up. You said, what time frame do you use when trading? So honestly, I mean, I use a lot of time frames. Like for my higher time frame bias, I look at like the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, the 5 minute. But honestly, for entries though, I only look at every time frame between the 5 minute and the 30-second. You said still good though, especially when you do it part time. I appreciate you, Joey. But yeah, I mean honestly, so how I pick, like I said, I use all time frames between the 30-second and the 5 minutes. So how I pick which one I'm gonna use, I usually look in the most recent price leg. I'll say like what's the highest time frame gap in this leg. So I typically just pay attention to what's like the highest time frame gap in the current leg. So honestly, I am not taking this. I feel like, but if there wasn't news coming up, I probably would have taken this. Honestly. Like this short. If we closed through this 3-minute gap, I could definitely see this working out. I just don't like how close it is to news. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in this. I'm just not confident enough, honestly. I feel like it definitely could work out, but... You said so news could be good or bad. I mean, sometimes, regardless if news comes out good or bad, sometimes, like, I mean, I feel like with my luck, I'll keep talking about all this and it's not going to happen. But sometimes when news comes out, like, price will just spike one way and spike the other way. And I feel like it just stops everyone out, if that makes sense. And sometimes, too, I feel like the market kind of waits until that high impact news comes out before it actually, like, shows its hand, if that makes sense. But... And honestly, there's even an SMT with ES. So I'm not even too sure how much I'd like this. I'm not even going to mark this out, honestly. Because there's even an SMT at the low. Said, are you in a trade? No, I'm not. You know, what? See, not in this. And that right there is why I did not want to take that. You said, so you take 1 to 2 trades a day? On average, it's 1 to 2. Like, some days, I'll take, like, 0 trades if I can't find anything clear. And some days, I keep getting stopped to break even. So, like, I'll take, like, 4 trades max. But I always stop myself. If I take 2 losses on the day, I stop for the day. Yeah, I mean, so at this point, though, like, I definitely gotta wait for news to come out. We got, what is it, like 6.5 minutes till news? You said how many wins before you stop? Honestly, I stop at 1 win, honestly. So I feel like once I get a good win, I just kind of walk away for the day. You said what's the difference between Nasdaq and E-mini Nasdaq? I mean, Nasdaq is just like the general term, I guess, and like the E-mini is just like the futures contract, because I trade futures. So like each futures contract has a name. And like the mini ones are the bigger ones. Like there's also the micros, which are smaller size. But they're pretty much just futures contracts. When I'm logged into this, I'm probably going to full port this eval. You said you only trade an eval for news. Now, what I'm probably gonna do is whenever I do actually take a trade, I'm probably gonna take it on my eval and my actual funded account at the same time and just full port the eval. Because honestly, like I have no use for the eval. Like it's got 2 weeks until it rebills me, and like I'm not trading eval. I'm trading my funded accounts. But we have, what is it? Less than 5 minutes until news. Oh, you said, can you move ES a little more to the right? Yeah, I got you. I feel like I can never figure out where's the best place to put my head. Maybe I should make my face cam. Nah, I feel like if I make my face cam any smaller, I'll just be too small. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I mean, I know if any of you guys are into fundamentals, I know you can if you go to Forex Factory, like you can look and it'll show you like say it's gonna come out in 3 minutes, it's counting down. But you can click on like this, I think it's the graph thing. No, where is it? I know you can. Oh, you click detail. I don't know why it took me so long. Yeah, you click detail, and you can see like the past months, like what the actual was versus the forecast versus the previous. And in case you're wondering, like what does this measure? Like any of these things, like it'll give you a brief explanation of what this economic news measures. Like it says the usual effects. You could wonder like, oh well, we beat the actual. What does that mean? So like it says, if it says like if the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for the currency. But one thing I feel like that trips people up a lot is if they say it's good for the currency, it's actually bad for the S&P 500 or and the Nasdaq as well. Like stocks are actually an inverse of the dollar, if that makes sense. Like so, if something's good for the dollar, stocks go down. If something's bad for the dollar, stocks go up. I feel like they might have even added some new stuff. Like it even says like why traders care. It's a leading indicator of economic faith. Blah blah blah. But you know what's surprising me? Remember that trade I was saying that I wonder would that thing have stopped me out? Interesting. I mean, I'm still not willing to take this, but I'm surprised that thing wouldn't have theoretically stopped me out. I mean, just yet. You said how many contracts you trading? I mean, it depends on my stop loss size. I use like a position size calculator. You said, are you using scanners? Not really, no. I don't use any scanners. I just trade price action pretty much. So we have 1 minute until this news comes out. You said, why did you not take that trade? So the reason that I did not take this trade is because, well, there's news coming out in like 30 seconds. So like you see, I'd still be in this trade right now. And honestly, there's a chance that this news release could cause this candle to just wick in both directions and just mess everything up, if that makes sense. And on top of that, certain prop firms don't even like you trading through news. Like, for example, certain news releases, like, regardless of if I won or lose, I would still violate the prop firm rules by holding through it. So like, I mean, Top Step does allow me to trade through news, but they're like not a common thing. Yeah, so see, look at this candle. See, I guess it came really close to the stop. That actually wasn't that bad, to be honest. You said, how do you find price action? I mean, price action is just, it's on the chart. It's how the price moves. So I didn't take that, but it would have stopped us out. Yeah, I mean, I probably would have given it breathing room if I were to have taken that. I probably would have put my stop at like this high up here. But it would have came really close to stopping me out. So honestly though, so I gotta check. So on the 4 hour, right? So we're actually still holding this 4 hour gap. So, I'm honestly, so we're still holding this 5-minute gap. Now that news is out, I feel like price might want to show its hand. So honestly, I could see us moving bearish. So like honestly, at this point in time, overall I'm bearish. You said, how do you look for stocks with price action? I mean, I don't really trade stocks. I mean, every stock has price action though. It's just price action is how it moves. And like the current trend and stuff. I mean, so this right here is it's definitely getting pretty choppy. Like we look at the 5-minute chart, like, what are we doing here? We're not moving anywhere. And like my strategy kind of does rely on like there being momentum, like volume in the market. So like essentially, I feel like for me to take a trade, I pretty much need to wait for us to like break to one side and get out of this range. I'm still using this 5-minute gap as a condition though. Like honestly, I feel like if we close through this 5-minute gap, I'm going to start leaning a little more bullish. But if we keep holding it and these candles keep like coming down after tapping into it, I'd remain bearish. You said, are you trading crypto? No, I don't trade crypto. I only trade NQ. So we got like a minute until this candle closes. Honestly, I could see us closing through this and then going bullish, honestly. You said, what do you trade? I only trade NQ. You said, how many minutes after news can we trade? So, honestly, like, I don't know if you're talking about the prop firm or in general. I mean, I feel like a lot of prop firms say to wait like 2 minutes, sometimes 3 minutes. I feel like that's the general rule of thumb. Me personally, I feel like I agree with that. Like, honestly, I wait like 2 to 3 minutes until after the news release to take a trade. But yeah, so honestly, we are probably going to close through this 5-minute gap up here. So at this point, ideally, I guess I'd be looking for a continuation long. So like, let's say we open up like a bullish 5 or 15-minute gap, like pull back into it, respect it, and then get a reaction out of it. Like I'd like something like that, to be honest. You know, we're respecting these 15-minute gaps down here too. So I'm hoping that we can open up this 5-minute gap, which probably is not going to open up. Yep, I jinxed it. But, yes, honestly, I still want a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap to get created. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of choppy price action though, because I feel like we closed through this 5-minute gap. We're kind of failing to displace up. Like over here, before news, we just chopped. You said, so NQ is the only chart you watch and trade? Well, I mean, I look at NQ and ES, but I only trade NQ. I always like being, I call myself like a one-trick pony. Like, I like to be like a master of like one pair, one setup, one session. And, you know, even if I wanted to take a short, there's not even many fair value gaps here. Like, we're going to open up a 4-minute here, but we're not really delivering from anything significant. Said, what do you mean by one pair? Like one thing I trade? I mean, I'm just looking at the higher time frame. Like on the higher time frame, we're just slowly moving up. On the 1 hour, we're just moving up. Overall, I feel like I want to say I'm bullish. I just wish we could start trending better. Like, I really want to see a 5 or a 15-minute gap open up and then pull back into that. But like right now, we're just kind of like slowly moving up. Can this open up? Yeah, there's no 5-minute gap being formed. Fun, fun, fun. I really don't like how choppy price is right now. Oh, Vizid said Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year, Vizid. You said, and by the way, we will consolidate the entire 10 a.m. candle. You think do you think we're gonna consolidate for the next 4 hours? I hope not. You said sup, what's the strat brief? TY. I mean, I'm actually dropping a full video on my YouTube tomorrow, like Tuesday at like noon. So that's a good video to watch, but I'll give you a brief rundown right now. So essentially, like, let's say if I'm looking for a continuation long, I essentially just wait for like a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap to get created. And then I'll kind of zoom in, like lower time frame, like when we did pull into this gap. I'll wait for like a lower time frame gap to get inverted in the opposite direction, right? So like, let's say we pull into a bullish 5-minute gap, then lower time frame, we disrespect a bearish like 2-minute gap. I take like a long off that. You said TJR about to get stopped out RN. How do you know what trade he's in? Is he posting about it on his story or something? You said no the next 1 hour. Honestly, I could see that. I'm trying to think. On the 1 hour. Yeah, I feel like this candle, like the 9 a.m. candle, looks kind of funky. Oh, you said he's live on Kick? Interesting. I wonder. I want to pocket watch and see what trade this man took. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Oh, bro's bearish. I don't blame him for being bearish. How many viewers this guy got? 13K. It's crazy. What his stop loss is like? Is his stop loss up here? Yeah, stop loss is up there. I think he's cooked. You said minus 98K of his stop loss hits? Is he on the phone right now too? You know, I wonder, did he take like something similar to that 3-minute I was talking about? He low-key kind of did. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'd be so nosy looking at the other people that live trade, like seeing what trades they took. You said he sucks at trading for me. I mean, I wouldn't say he sucks. I'd say he's better than the majority of traders. But I mean, I feel like one of the things about him is like, you think, oh, he has all this money. I mean, like, I don't have any problem with him at all. But like, he does make a majority of his money from selling courses. Like he still makes money from trading regardless. Is he about to, I want to see. Oh, is he not getting stopped out? Oh no, he might be in the clear, honestly. I feel like this is his like last hope. If we like sweep at this high and react off that. Honestly, I'm not seeing anything clear enough currently to take, to be honest, though. Nah, he's cooked, I think. He said he just got off the phone with the market maker, short. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he makes jokes about that, but... So, are you, like... Out of curiosity, like, I don't really care at all, but, like, are you watching two separate streams? Are you, like, bouncing forth between two streams? I feel like that would be mental overload for me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of looking at his stream right now, too, because I'm nosy, but... Honestly, at this point in time, though, I really want to say I'm more bullish than bearish. Like, I'm looking for longs, honestly. Like, I do understand. You said, yeah, no, watching same time. I guess it's a privilege and it's an honor to be watched alongside TJR. You said, to be honest, he's smart for watching two streams because he will see the majority where traders are trading. I mean, yeah, you can definitely get like a lot of different input, like a lot of different perspectives from that. I feel like in my mind though, I would just imagine like if TGR is bearish and like let's say I'm bullish, I feel like that would really trip me up mentally. You said price doesn't want to create an FVG? No, it does not. And that's why I'm sitting here like just chilling, like not even like looking for a trade too hard right now. Cause like if we're not creating gaps, this is not the price action I'm trying to be a part of. Like, I mean, like, I definitely did want to take a trade today. It's like the first day back and all, but like, if I don't see anything clear, I'm not going to take it. You said there's definitely some vibe combining your lo-fi elevator music with his club music. That's pretty funny, honestly. I feel like if I was just streaming on Kick, I honestly might play like club music and like other type of music. He said, I know, I have both on 40 volume. Dude, what is TJR doing? He's... Oh my god. Yo, this guy. Yeah, you said now he got... Yeah, I just was just looking at that. Yo, this guy. You said dude's grooving. You said, I'm a new trader. I took a short on Nasdaq this morning. It's not looking great. Honestly, in my opinion, if you're still in that position and it takes out like this high I have marked out over here, me personally, I would give up on that trade. Like, I know, like, listen to your own analysis. Like, just because I say something doesn't mean you have to take my word. But like me personally, I think the further and further we keep going up, it might be a bullish day. But I mean, at this point though, I wouldn't sell until it hits that high. You said most calm 100K. What TJR makes so much bread, so much bread, bro. The comments, they're like, "Are you playing slots this afternoon?" He said, "I agree. It's where my stop loss is." Oh well, I'm not doing too bad then, honestly. And honestly, like, in your defense, I really do see why you could see a short. Like, I really do see where you're coming from. You said when your demo is it not live? Like, is it the demo graphs are the same thing. It's almost like you're just trading with fake money instead of real money, but you're still trading the same graph regardless. So we didn't take it because of the news. Yeah, I didn't want to take any short around here because of news. It was sussing me out. You said, yeah, I was short biased too because of AMD. Yeah, honestly. And the other thing is too, like I was talking about when I first started upstream, like if you look on ES, London and Asia low are the exact same low. Is this thing about a dump? But I mean, yeah, so essentially though, there's these equal lows at London and Asia low. That makes me bearish, as well as on NQ. I feel like there's all these stacked lows. And even on the daily, right? Like we inverted this daily fair value gap. So I feel like on a normal day, I'd be looking for shorts. I feel like once we close through this gap, we really should be bearish, but he said, yeah, he spoke to the market makers. Oh, wait, maybe did TGR start partying too soon? Dude, I can't believe he's still playing this music. I feel like ES is moving pretty bullish right now. Oh, yeah, this is not looking good for him at least. Oh yeah, even he's accepting his loss at this point. But you said if you were to start learning, what do you say your number one tip for someone who wants to start a funded account? So honestly, my number one tip for someone who wants to start a funded account is it's like it's like a mindset shift, right? So like when I trade, every single time I take a position, I like to remind myself that like I've tested my strategy over a period of like I've tested it like over 6 months, but I know for a fact in one like session I've tested 6 months, and I know over these 6 months if all like let's say condition A, condition B, condition C, they're all present, right? I know that if I take the like certain steps following there, it offers me a statistical edge, right? So like when I'm trading, I'm essentially trying to replay a statistical edge I've proven to myself. So like I know it can get very hard when you're new to trading. Like you see all these big numbers, you're like, "Oh, I'm up so much money," and like your brain messes with you. But I feel like if you come from the mindset of like all my job is to replay this statistical edge that I've proven to myself, I feel like it's a little easier on me at least. Oh, you said if you were to start learning how to trade, I mean also like learning how to trade, I'd say on YouTube there's tons of great free information. And I feel like you can learn a lot on YouTube. And after that, like just demo and paper trade and back test and just like prove yourself like your edge over time. I can't believe this is going down right now. There's even equal highs up here, I think. You said can't believe he's got 13. Well, I think it's 13K viewers, not million, but he's also got like for followers I was looking at, he's got 191K followers on Kick, which I feel like who on Kick has that many followers? He said shit, man. I mean, I knew what you meant. You said hot take if you were over trading and you're trading futures and spend a month in Forex, come back to futures. I mean, I used to trade Forex a hot minute ago. It was interesting times. You said, do you think there will be a trade? I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be sitting here until 11:10. If I can't find anything and it hits 11:10, I walk away. But I mean, the thing is, I feel like right now, like price action's not ideal right now, but I do know there's a possibility it could. Let's say we could get to like 10:50, like right before 11 a.m. and things could start cleaning up then. You said Forex is so slow. I mean, I used to trade when I used to trade Forex, I used to trade like GBP JPY a lot. So I'd say that's one of the faster Forex pairs, but I used to get cooked on GBP JPY. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever traded a pair that messed me up so bad. Well, actually maybe gold though, like XAU USD. You said bro check US 30. Yeah, I never liked US 30 much, honestly. It's been dude, it's been edging TGR stop loss like all morning, I feel like. Oh, is this it for him? I want to see how bro reacts to getting stopped out. Knowing TGR, he's probably gonna like throw a table. You said it flies. Oh, you're up $800? Nice stuff, bro. Oh, let's see how much TGR lost. 99,100. Interesting. You said 99K. Well, the thing is, though, he makes so much bread. It's like in relation to his net worth. That's not that much money, if that makes sense. Like, I know it's kind of hard to comprehend. Like, I know he does risk heavy, but like in comparison to his net worth, like, but so I mean, at this point in time, I'm honestly bullish, right? So like the thing is, we still have not opened up a single 5 or 15 minute fair value gap. Really, it's bullish. Like since news came out. So like I essentially I require a 5 or 15 minute fair value gap to take a long off of. So you said that that's like $100 or 1K to the average person. Because I'm pretty sure like his house is worth like $2 million. I want to say, and like his cars are probably worth like I don't know how much, just a lot of money. You said now he's gambling? Oh my god. Bro was a D1 gambler. That's probably the part of the reason he's on Kick though. I don't think you can gamble on a lot of platforms. Like I know you can't gamble on TikTok. Maybe YouTube. He said he's gonna gamble it all back. You know, I always wonder though, like, isn't he partnered with that company like Stake or something? Like, I mean, I don't necessarily think he's doing this, but like, I always wonder if like, couldn't they technically rig his odds in a better favor to make it look like, oh wow, this betting site's so great, like he's always winning. I'll try it myself, and then you go there yourself and you experience like a different probability, if that makes sense. You said no different site. I wonder what site does he gamble on? Oh, some weird site. Interest. I've never even heard of that one. I really want us to open up this 5 minute gap here. I still gotta wait 4 minutes for this 5 minute gap to open up though. So if we were to open up this 5 minute gap right here, I'd be waiting for a pullback into it, and then lower time frame. If we get a clear rejection out of it, I'd take like a continuation long. And I feel like for targets, honestly, the only really next target I feel like I'm gonna see is like these highs up here. You said, I mean, bro, lost a really nice car and pro gambling 3K. Yeah, I don't. I'm not really too into gambling, to be honest. I always think like I feel like I put my money on the line enough. I don't need to gamble and make it any worse. Risk enough. I risk enough money every day. I never win. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've gambled. I used to gamble doing CS:GO skins when I was a little kid. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. There's like these weird like sites you used to be able to like do CS:GO gambling, but after that, I've never done it anymore. Lost 15K already? Damn, bro. Got to make that stuff back trading. Nah, you got to get back through trading, bro. You got to use that high probability gambling. You said, I think we're about to get this 5 minute FVG. I think so, honestly. This candle's going to close in 30 seconds. So, like, honestly, like, I think someone's asking me before, like, at what, like, are we taking a trade today? Like this is the price action I kind of want to start seeing, right? Like, we're creating gaps now. We're kind of actually trending. So, like, price action looks like it's cleaning up. So I want to see us pull back into this 5 minute gap. You said, do you use funded accounts? Yeah, I use funded accounts. You said, if so, how do you link all three accounts together? Or do you? I mean, I link all the accounts together, but it depends where you're trading. Like, if you're trading on Tradeovate, if you use the Tradeovate platform, there's like a built-in trade copier there. If you're on like Project X, there's like a built-in trade copier there. And if you want to copy trade like between prop firms, you can use like Trade Syncer, which is like a paid thing. But so we have tapped into this 5 minute gap. I want to see like a clear rejection out of it. You said, is it possible to take the 5 minute inverse? I mean, me personally, I really wouldn't want to take the 5 minute inverse. Only because I feel like we're moving in bullish order flow. I feel like it's kind of counter trend. But like, if let's say like we close through this 1 minute up here and respect the 5 minute, I'd be more leaning towards something seeing like something like that. The only thing is though, if there's gonna be equal lows down here, I don't want to take a trade with equal lows below. That's the only thing. Cool. So we took out the equal lows. So we're probably not getting this inverse right here. You said might tap into Friday, 5 minute bearish. I mean, honestly, me personally, I don't look at gaps that far over too often, but I mean, it definitely could come up there. And so, like, another thing is, honestly, so if we were, I don't want it to happen, but if we do close through this 5 minute gap, I can really no longer base a trade off of it, right? Because, like, if we're going to invert it, like, I can't take a long off of it anymore. I wonder we have opened up a 2 minute gap now. So this 2 minute is now, I want to say, the highest time frame. Yeah, so right now the 2 minute gap is the highest time frame gap in this current leg. I want to see this candle. Oh, I guess my music must have stopped. You said first prop firm account blown, pop my cherry. I mean, yeah, it's part of the process. At least you're able to make jokes about it. Because like honestly, I feel like it happens to every single person. Like there's not a single prop firm trader out there that hasn't blown like their first funded account, their first eval. Like just part of the process. Yeah, so honestly, it looks like we're gonna close through this 5 minute. So I mean, I really can't base any longs off of this 5 minute gap anymore, which is honestly kind of annoying. And I'm not willing to take an inverse off of this because I just feel like it's too counter trend. Like if you zoom out, right, it's like we're trending up, trending up, trending up. Like why would I take a short up here? And it's not, I feel like it's not like we've even swept out anything significant. Like maybe I'd consider like a 5 minute short if we like tapped into something significant, but like, I think really. You said how many funded accounts did you fail to get your first payout? Honestly, um, I lost track. Honestly, I blown so many funded accounts. Like I used to be like a gambler. Like I used to like, I'd buy a funded account, I'd blow it on Monday, and I'd tell myself this funded account's gonna last me all week. And then like Monday afternoon, I'd buy another one, blow it, and then I'd buy another one that night, and I'd be like, okay, this is for Tuesday morning. So it's like I'd buy 3 separate evals on Monday, and I told myself it was one eval for the rest of the week. That makes sense. You said shit PA. I agree, Bakukenu. This is really shit PA. It really is. You said fucked up and didn't follow my process. Made a long for 550, then tried a short and got shredded. Yeah, honestly, yeah, shorts are not doing too well today. Like I do understand why you wanted to short, but yeah, honestly, just try to use it like a learning experience. Like I don't know your system, but sometimes like if I take a win for the day, I just kind of call it there and I walk away with the profit. But you said quick recap, all the FVGs I marked earlier did not mean shit to whatever's happening on our end. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, like I know I feel like I haven't taken a trade in a hot minute because like December price action, like holiday price action, but today is not the cleanest day, honestly. Like I know what clean price action looks like, and this is not clean price action. You said I was shorting so bad, but the market's just filling the liquidity void. I mean, yeah. I'm still surprised that ES it left behind these equal lows with London and Asia. Hopefully, I think tomorrow we'll have better price action, I think. Because let me look at the economic calendar. I mean, I'm still gonna watch the charts for another half an hour about. But oh, there's no news tomorrow. Fun. I still think tomorrow might be clean. But Wednesday and Thursday, I think. Definitely Wednesday. Oh, you said, "Hey, what's up, bro? Full choppy movement." Yeah, it's so choppy today. I haven't found any trades. But what's up, Siddharth? How are you, bro? You said still waiting and no trades for me. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, honestly. You said just join Discord. Would share some. Are you asking? You can share your opinion, and insight, or I don't know if you're asking for my opinion and insight. I'm like, and if you are asking for my opinion and insight about what exactly? Oh, I guess my funded futures, um, I guess they just like the rapid plan where you can get daily payouts. I guess they added the 100K and 150K. That's pretty cool, honestly. I don't know how new that is. I think it's new to my knowledge. You said you traded all with Lucid. I haven't traded with Lucid. I really haven't heard anything bad about Lucid. But me personally, I feel like I'm always a little skeptical of prop firms. Like I prefer to trade with like the really well established ones. I wouldn't say Lucid isn't well established or there's anything to worry about. I just always get sussed out by newer prop firms. But Lucid's been around for a minute now, I'd say. The website I always use though, to figure out if the prop firm I'm trading with is trustworthy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Trustpilot, but no one asked, but I'm gonna show you guys anyway. I just want to make sure I don't leak my information. Okay. So like, I guess I'll look up alpha. So like, I feel like the number one website I'd be using to determine how reputable a prop firm is this website called Trustpilot. I feel like they have like the best reviews for prop firms. Like, and one thing I always do is you can come down here and I can filter by most recent. So I feel like I can be like, oh, 12 minutes ago, this guy said this. But the reason I always check the most recent is like, I have crazy experience with prop firms. And in the past, I've traded with prop firms that have gone down while I've traded with them. So like the thing is, I remember before the prop firm went down, I was looking here and I was seeing all these reviews of these people saying, you know what? They denied me a payout because of this. Like, they just closed my account. They wouldn't give me a funded account, blah, blah, right? So like Alpha Futures is 4.9. Like my funded futures is like 4.9. Like these are companies I like trading with. And like Lucid's still good. Lucid's even a 4.8, honestly. Lucid's actually very well rated, but like, for example, I just think it's funny, like TopStep's all the way down to a 3.6. Too many negatives to write. I'm dead. You said, what do they say about Apex? Honestly, I think Apex is rated a little higher than TopStep right now. Yeah, Apex is actually a 4.4, which low-key surprises me a bit. I always try to factor in though, like when I read these reviews, I always try to think about how there a small percentage of the people that are leaving these reviews are like bad actors, if that makes sense. Like they're just like imagine like you get failed from KYC for a legit reason, you're still gonna leave a bad review, if that makes sense. But I know someone said 3-minute IFVG. I mean, honestly, I'm not willing to take this 3-minute IFVG because one, I just feel like we're moving too bullish right now, like higher time frame. Like we're moving very bullish. I don't want to take any shorts, as well as I feel like there's no good targets. Like me personally, I like targeting unfilled 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps. I like targeting data lows, data highs, like low resistance liquidity. And I feel like internally here, there's no like good targets. You said, I hope people on the Discord are real serious people. You said just fade today, guys. Honestly, yeah, I'm getting to that point. Like, I feel like I'm going to wait like maybe 10 more minutes before calling it. Like, this price action sucks. But, I mean, in the Discord, though, like, I mean, I'd say they're real people. I mean, I can't speak to, like, the quality of people, if that makes sense. But, I mean, I haven't ever paid for like people in Discord. Like people have came to me and they're like, "Oh, pay me X amount and I can get you X amount of people in your Discord." But like, I've never paid to get people in there. But Prin says, "Tim, you don't even want to know what I did to my account this morning." I'm sorry to hear that, Prin. But I mean, I always like to think like, let's say if you have a situation where like you like make decisions you're not proud of, like just use this as like the thing you think about when your brain tempts you to make the same decisions again, right? Like, because like me. Like, I don't really get tempted to overtrade as much, but like when I was tempted to overtrade and like make stupid decisions go against my plan, I used to think back. I'm like, you know what? Like, remember last week when I got the same feeling I overtraded? Remember what happened last time? He said, I'm glad I didn't tilt a revenge trade. Oh, that's good. That's definitely improvement. But I always think like whatever happens is like, it's a learning experience, right? Like, I feel like the best traders, like when they lose, like it's upsetting, don't get me wrong, but like you try to think, okay, well, what could I have done better in this situation, right? Like was there something obvious I ignored? You said IRL? Do you mean like True, that's how it's looking too, bro. But you said you know how to switch funded accounts on TradingView? I mean, so yeah, like in the bottom left, when you click like Tradeovate, do you see how it says next to Tradeovate, it'll say your account number? I actually, at my funded futures, I currently only have one account, but there would be like a drop down here where the account is next to like Tradeovate. I think you guys probably can't see where I'm pointing with my mouse, but it's like somewhere down here I'm pointing. You said, was I right or wrong with the 1 hour candle for consolidation? Nah, you were pretty right, honestly. Out of curiosity, what made you, I mean, like, I don't disagree whatsoever, but what exactly made you think this 1 hour candle was going to consolidate so much? You said, you're right, it's a learning experience. I didn't follow my initial bias, just hopped in because of FOMO. I mean, that's a normal feeling to feel, to be honest, but I'm sure you'll do better in time. You said, I hesitated to take London longs, anticipated New York reversal, so I catch shorts on New York and loss. Could have taken London longs. I feel like that's part of the game, though, sometimes. I feel like you'll pass up on trades, you'll watch them win, and then you get the feeling of FOMO. You'll get tempted to get back in. Then sometimes you get back in and lose money, but like I was saying before, like, you got to think of everything as a learning experience, right? Like, for example, if the longs you took today, if you're really proud of them, like, I wouldn't say, like, you did anything wrong today, but, like, I always review, like, I always like to come back, like, after the session, because I feel like if I walked away from the charts for, like, let's say an hour, and then I come back, I can really look and be like, at that point in time, like, did I make the right decision, giving all the information I had at that point? You said low resistance liquidity, I guess you mean? I mean, like, there is low resistance liquidity, kind of, like, down here, but in my opinion, I feel like the low resistance liquidity is currently so far away. I'm not like too confident in it. And the thing is, I feel like let's say if there was some like 5-minute gap in here, I could wait for that gap to get inverted for us to run this low resistance. But I feel like there's just no gaps in here. They're just kind of chop. If that makes sense. You said, I knew the 1 hour candle would consolidate because 9 a.m. expanded too much, especially on ES. No, honestly, I see where you're coming from. I appreciate your input, Vized. You know, I definitely see what you're saying with the 9 a.m. candle. And I guess, honestly, like, one thing I feel like that people always say to me, right? They're like, oh, like, how come you base all your trades off of 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps? Well, if you think about it, on days like today, like, honestly, I'd say this was pretty choppy price action. I wouldn't say this is clean by any means, but because we never created any 5 or 15-minute gaps, because I followed my trend, because I followed my plan, it forced me to take 0 trades, which at the end of the day is something I'm happy about, right? Like these aren't the type of conditions I want to be trading, to be honest. Like, cause like I trade inverse fair value gaps, and inverse fair value gaps work a lot better when we're trending, not when we have like a move up, move back down, like chop, chop, chop. Like, we're not really trending here. Honestly, I'm probably waiting until like 11. And if it hits 11 and I don't see anything that I'm liking, I'm probably just going to call it for the day. Before I get off, though, like I always do, I'll do my recap, like explaining everything that happened from market open. There wasn't too much that happened, but I'll still explain it regardless. You know, honestly, I'm gonna start doing my recap now. I feel like by the time I finish, it'll be 11. And if I don't see anything clear by then, I'll probably just get off. But so I'll clear off all my drawings. You said, I don't know if they told you that, but the live really helped a lot. I appreciate that. It means a lot. But so on today, right? So starting on the daily. So we created this daily fair value gap right here, and we actually closed through it. So I feel like on a normal day, like in normal market conditions, I feel like that would mean we should be bearish to these lows down here. But the only thing is, like I talked about when we first came onto stream, like, I mean, I'm not too into politics or anything, but like I do know like the US like government or whatever, they captured the president of like Venezuela or whatever, which essentially at the end of the day, all we need to know as traders is that in theory should be a bullish thing for the Nasdaq, right? Like it should mean stocks go up because of this. So the thing is, like, we could close to this daily, give some good price action showing we should go down, but because of that news, it could mean nothing, right? Which is probably what's happening right now, to be honest. So like on the 4 hour, there's this 4 hour gap right here. Honestly, for me to be more confident in longs, I would have preferred that we would have closed through this, but we never actually closed through it. But you can see like with these candles, right? You can see just all these candles were just coming up, 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 right? Especially like on the 1 hour as well. Like the only time we created a 1 hour fair value gap was like right around here. You can see we traded into it and rejected right out of it immediately. So it's like we're currently respecting bullish PD arrays and we're currently like disrespecting bearish. So on the 15 minute, I did see that like coming into market open, we were trading inside these two like 15-minute gaps over here. I was a little weary to take longs because one thing I totally forgot to mention was session highs and lows. If you look at ES, at Asia low, so if you zoom in here on the 15-minute chart, like the 20 candle and the 2015, those are equal lows. As well as when London came down, we created more equal lows. So it's exactly to the tick same price. So typically, equal lows, especially when they're at like session highs and session lows, are typically very strong draws and liquidities. And like the logic behind that is like, you got to think there's just so many stop losses sitting there. And like, where is the market drawn to? It's drawn to areas where there's large amounts of stop losses sitting, because essentially the market wants to mess up as many traders as it can. That's basically its goal, the way I view it. But so I thought we might shift order flow, start moving bearish, take out those first. We never did that, but so once we came on NQ though into these 15-minute gaps, right? So we created this 5-minute gap. So if I were to have taken a long, we would have had to close through this 15-minute gap. I'm sorry, this 5-minute gap. And I feel like we just took forever to close this 5-minute gap. Like I didn't like how like when I take inversions, I prefer inversions when like, let's say we tap into the gap and like the next candle will close through it. Not like this chopping around, right? So I passed up on this long. I even passed up on a short earlier in the day. So on the 3-minute chart, I was marking out this short right here because we tapped into that 5-minute gap, right? We inverted the highest time frame gap in this current price leg, and we also had low resistance liquidity sitting below. So like essentially, like in case you don't know what low resistance liquidity is, right? Is like I was saying before, where is price drawn to? It's drawn to the areas where the most amount of orders are sitting, right? So if we look like down here, there's just all these lows that are essentially just stacked. Like honestly, to me as a trader, these kind of stick out because I feel like once we come down and start rating these lows, it's almost like a domino effect where it's like, okay, we took out this low and we fall a little bit more. And then we come down to like these equal lows, right? We fall a little more, right? So I was thinking we could get a short, but the reason that I passed up on this short was one, there was 10 a.m. news coming out in like 10 minutes. And I always say like when red folder news comes out, it can mess up a good trade. So I wasn't willing to take that risk. And the other thing was too, that at this time, there was kind of an SMT. So like, what am I looking at, right? So like, if we mark out the internal low, oh, here it is. So this internal low actually already got taken out on ES. So we technically put in an SMT. And me personally, I like going break even when either NQ or ES takes the most recent internal high or low. So it technically kind of already hit my break even point really quickly. So this probably would have been a break even if I did take it. But Yeah, I really wasn't. I was just waiting for the news to come out to clear things up. I mean, I feel like the biggest indication though of why today wasn't a good day to trade is like when you look at this 5-minute chart right here. So like I was talking about before, how I require 5 or 15-minute fair value gaps to be created for me to base my trades off of. And you can see like on the 5-minute, we created like no 5-minute gaps. And that's essentially saying we're chopping, right? Because I know that my strategy works best when we have like volume, volatility in the market. We're trending in one direction. Because like I trade inversions and they rely on trend, right? So like, how do I define if we're trending or not, right? Like we're creating 5 or 15-minute fair value gaps and respecting them, right? Because I like to define if we're trending mechanically. Because like you could say like, oh, well, in my head, I'll say, are we trending or not? But like, that's kind of up to like interpretation. Like I like to define it like mechanically. But I think that's pretty much it that happened for today. I mean, and like I said at the beginning of the stream, like, yeah, if I took a win today, I could have requested a 3K payout at the end of today. But the thing is though, like, I'm not willing to take on risk to take any subpar setup, especially right when I'm next to the point of being able to request a payout. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions on anything I said or anything that happened today or anything in general? Oh, and also, I know some people ask about my strategy. Tomorrow at like noon, I'm going to be dropping a video explaining my strategy in depth. I honestly think it's pretty fire. You said, do you use the... I don't know how to say those candles. Nah, I only use, like the candles. I don't even know. What, just regular candlesticks, I guess they're called? Yeah, just regular candles. I only use them because, I just feel like my strategy is based around it. Like, I look at fair value gaps. I like closes through fair value gaps. You said, I love your explanation on your bias throughout the day. I appreciate that, Vizid. Honestly, I feel like I've gotten better over time at it. And I guess if you guys don't have any questions, I mean, I'll probably start wrapping up, but drop them if you do, and I'll stop. But I do have my free Discord linked on the pinned comment as well as my profile. So join my free Discord if you're not in there already. And also, if you guys are looking for a prop firm to trade with, my favorite prop firm is Alpha Futures. I do have a discount code, which is code TIMB272. It'll give you 10% off all valuations, or if there's any better discount going on. You said Discord is fire. I appreciate that, bro. Trying to get more people in there. But, yeah, honestly, I'm pretty much done trading for today. I think today is choppy conditions. I'm not willing to take anything today. You said StreamBot. What's the Discord? I'll send it. I don't have a StreamBot. I'll just send it in the chat real quick. Well, this is taking way too long. Don't I have it over here? That's a weird link. Sorry, give me like 5 seconds. Wow, that was... What is that? That took me way too long. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I will be live again tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be more clean so I can actually start trading my funded accounts again. But yeah. So yes, I probably got nothing else to say. So I do appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.